This video will demonstrate gathering through standardizing information into the same format. I used descendancy research to find John William Hood, who, when I click on his name, appears to need to be sealed to his parents. So I right-click on his person link at the bottom, open link in a new tab, and I'm able to go to his person page to take a look at him before I request his ordinances and take him to the temple. You'll notice we have a data problem which says missing standardized birthplace. And when you don't have standardized information, the problem is that the computer can't use that piece of information to go and conduct searches, and it might limit the computer's ability to be able to bring you some record hints that it might otherwise find with standardized information. In addition, it's just prettier to have the information all be in the same format. As I look down here, I notice that the burial information isn't formatted correctly, but the computer still is able to read it. So this should say July, and this should say United States at the end. So let me quickly demonstrate traditional standardization. What you'd do is you'd come to this edit link, click it, and when the new page opens up, all you have to do to standardize information is go to the end of the piece of information you want to correct, click behind it, and put in a space. The computer then provides the correctly formatted piece of information. You click on it, it changes it, and it also provides an icon that demonstrates that it's standardized. Down here, the burial place that we had also doesn't have the standardized icon yet. I click at the end, put in a space, and the computer brings up Bremen Cemetery, Bremen, K, Oklahoma, United States, which is what we wanted. I click on it. It's changed for me and again standardized. And then the reason that the information is correct, I usually will just type in standardized. That's all I did to it. I didn't add any new information. I just changed it into the correct formatting, and I save it. So that's traditional standardization of information. Now this one up here is interesting. We of course want especially to get rid of these data problems. And so when I come here and I click edit, I don't need to change the date of the birth because it's already standardized correctly and looks correct. Down here, this is wrong, and so when I click behind it and put in a space, this time the computer struggles to find a Buckingham, Missouri. This is my information here, and the computer's information are down below it, and you can always tell that with the standardized icon beside it. And so the computer says, I don't find Buckingham, Missouri. Do you want to just use Missouri? Now, if I clicked here, it would change my information to read Missouri, United States. Now, assuming that there was a Buckingham or that it's some kind of a suburb that the computer's not able to find, and I don't want to lose that little piece of information, then all I need to do is come and click this one. It reads the same as mine, and so what you're basically saying to the computer is, I want you to leave what I have in my spot, but I want you to read it as this one that's below it. So when I click here, it's now standardized, and the computer reads Missouri, United States. So when it goes and conducts searches for records, it will use Missouri. It won't be using Buckingham, but Missouri will help it find things that otherwise it wouldn't be able to. But on my person page, it'll still read Buckingham, Missouri. And so then I save that. I forgot to give a reason, but that's okay. And now you notice my data problem is gone, and I have standardized everything so that it looks correct and the computer's able to read everything. Now there's one other on this page that I might demonstrate because it's harder to standardize marriage information. Maybe it's not harder, it's just different. And so what you've got to get used to, if you look here, I want this to say 12 December and I want it to say Oklahoma, United States. So the computer's reading it correctly, but it's not formatted the way that it's supposed to be. So all you do is you click this little pencil icon, and up will come a little page that you're able to do all sorts of manipulations to the information. And the third box down is marriage events. And you'll notice that I've got two that are the same thing, 12 December 1901. This one has Stillwater, Payne, Oklahoma, and this one just has Payne, Oklahoma, United States. I think what I'm going to do first of all is get rid of this one. I don't need completely duplicate information, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And the reason is duplicate information. It's just the exact same thing that can clutter up the area. Now I've just got one piece of information and I want to standardize that. So now I'm going to click Edit. I come to the back and now the same principles are at work. I click behind the date, I put in a space, I click the correctly formatted one and it now comes up with the formatted icon and December. I come to my place, I click behind it, put in a space, the computer offers me Stillwater, Payne, Oklahoma, United States. That's what I want. I click on it, everything's correct that way, and then I'm just going to type in standardized and then I'm going to save it. And so now, before I took this person to the temple, I standardized 3 different things and gathered together the information so that it is in the same format and able to be used more easily by the computer and by other people.